What's up everybody, Shiranui here. Welcome back to another Genshin Impact video. So today we're gonna talk about Childe or Tartaglia. I actually got him for my PT pool last week. Yeah, I was aiming for Ningguang on his banner, but then I got him instead. Because of his skill set, there's a long cooldown. He cannot stay on the field. The challenge is you need to manage his cooldown and then you need to switch him around with your party members. You need to time him nicely so that you can utilize him 100% of his skill sets. So without further ado, let's take a look at his skill set first. So first thing first, we're gonna take a look at the weapons. I'm using the Battle Pass one, Windrizzle Sun. Yeah, from the Battle Pass. Now it's on rank 2 right now. So actually, if you have the money to spend, you can actually get the Skyward Harp, which is on the banner right now, which increase higher rates. That is the best bow for Childe at the moment. Apparently, there's not much of a bow for him to use, even though there is, right? You can actually use Rust if you want to. Yeah, because of the stats right here. Increase normal attack damage by 40%. This is a lot. If you are able to increase to rank 5, right, this will be increased to 80%. So whenever he uses his normal attack on melee form or even range form, yeah, his normal attack will be buffed by 80%. Unfortunately, the bow itself, the stats here is attack power. It doesn't have a crit rate. In my opinion, right, the bow that increased crit rate, right, it will be a lot better because you got crit rate on the weapon itself. So which means that the artifacts that he's gonna wear will not require so much of crit rate. Yeah, you can actually wear a lot of a crit damage instead, as long as your crit rate is around 50, it's preferable 50 and above. Yeah, so because he need to crit quite often, and I will explain why later on. Yeah, and I'm kind of happy with this bow, to be honest. Yeah, because of the stats, right, this acts like a mini Venti. Yeah, it does group all the monsters together in one small area because of this cyclone, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, because he need to cluster most of the monster together so that you can Riptide every single one of them, and then whenever Riptide exploded, right, it does overlap the damage to other monsters as well. So there'll be a multiple Riptide explosion, right? Everything will clear out within few seconds. Even tier 4 one are kind of good as well. Don't neglect tier 4. Even the one that you crafted from the blacksmith right there, the prototype bow, I believe. Yeah, that one is quite good for your budgeted periods or any free-to-play players. If you can get Rust as well, this is kind of good. Yeah, but the reason why I'm not gonna use Rust, right, is not just because of the crit rate, because of the stats as well. Because this, right, it does buff your normal attack quite a lot, right? So whenever I use my elemental burst, right, with this bow, it feels kind of weak because my normal attack is kind of high because of these stats right here. If you feel like using him as an elemental burst, or you want to showcase elemental burst skills, right, it's better to use Ringless because it does increase your elemental mastery and increase elemental skill and elemental burst. Elemental skill, it doesn't increase when you transform, but it only increases the damage of the Riptide explosion. Yeah, so the main point of using this bow is just for the elemental burst, in my opinion. So if you want to showcase big damage and stuff, right, this is the best bow for now. Yeah, or Skyward Harp, yeah, if you have the money to get that. So other than that, right, I don't think it's good to have this bow. Apparently this bow is kind of useless, even though it says that elemental skill will have a chance to reset, but whenever you are in melee form, so the cooldown doesn't trigger until you reset it back to your range form. So this is kind of redundant. So don't fall in the trap to use sacrificial bow. So this one is kind of useless. So skip this bow. So conclusion, Skyward Harp is the best bow for Childe at the moment, and then followed by Rust or Battle Pass bow, the Renaissance Hunt. Yeah, so for free-to-play players, if you don't have either these two bow or the Skyward Harp, right, you can actually use the prototype bow from the blacksmith itself. And here's the artifacts right now. I'm using a 2-piece of martial artist set, and then a 2-piece of Nobliss or Bleach, and a single piece of flower right here from, because of the stuff stats is not that bad. Yeah, you got critical damage, you got critical rate, and attack power right here. So actually, yeah, before this, right, I'm using 4 pieces of martial artist. Yeah, it does buff my normal attack and charge attack by a lot. Yeah, the martial artist set is actually for my Ningguang. Yeah, I just bring it over to my Childe just to showcase him a bit, but then I found that it's not that useful in terms of like the overall damage, right? It's not so ideal, and martial artist set is only tier 4. So that's why I try to switch to tier 5 artifact, which is Nobliss or Bleach. Unfortunately, again, luck is not on my side. I couldn't get tier 5 once. But I got a tier 4 one with a pretty decent sub mods right here. Yeah, I got a critical rate, attack power kind of high, and then a bit of energy recharge. As I've told you, critical rate is good to have, but my critical rate right now, I believe, is around 50%. So it's more than enough right now. So what I need right now is critical damage. So this one is not that bad to have it right now. So I'm just using it for temporarily. Yeah, as long as the 2-piece set is going right here, I need the elemental burst damage. Yeah, and same goes to this one as well. Royal Silver earned. Yeah, it is the tier 4 one. I couldn't get the tier 5 one because it's kind of hard. Yeah, I've been grinding artifacts for kind of long. So if I continue grinding, right, this video will not be released. So this is the reason why I should just do it. So for the main stat for this one, right, you have to get hydro damage bonus. Yeah, this is a must to get on the cup itself. Yeah, this will increase his damage by a lot. I don't think you'll be using the range form quite often. Yeah, he'll be 99%, he'll be in his melee form and he's using his ulti, right? Everything is in hydro damage. So you need the goblet itself. It does increase his multiple hits a lot. And as you can see right here, the substat here is not that bad as well. I got a critical rate and flat attack damage and multiplier as well, and then critical damage by 15% multiplier, which is kind of high as well. So still, this is why I don't mind using this one for time being. Again, to be honest, right, the feather and the timepiece, right, I'm actually looking for a better one, like the gladiator set. So this is my goal right now. Hopefully in the future I will get another 2-piece of gladiator so that I can get the attack power plus 18%, the multiplier, so it does multiply my elemental burst as well. If I'm using martial artist set, this 2-piece set will only increase my normal attack and charge attack only. It does not increase my elemental burst damage, and this is only tier 4. So tier 5 feather, it does increase a lot of flat damage right here. So this is why it is recommended to use tier 5. Unfortunately, I have gladiator set, but I don't have a good substats for it. Yeah, as for the flower, just use whatever you can. Yeah, as long as the substats, right, is kind of decent for you. Other than that, I believe there are more artifacts in the future, so especially the hydro set one and some random general sets right there. Yeah, right now as we can see, right, there's not much of artifacts that Childe can utilize right now, so this is the best so far we can use. Yeah, not the martial artist, it's gladiator and no bleach, depending on what you're gonna do with him again. Yeah, so he's kind of versatile. You can use him as a elemental burst support, or you can still use him as a semi DPS. And the set here, it depends on your playstyle as well. So let's go to the Constellation. Yeah, my Childe is on Constellation 2. So after I got him on my PT pool, right, I actually tried him for like few days, and I found that he's a pretty cool character. The cool aesthetics looking skills and his personality. So I decided to invest him a little bit more. You need to get more playtime with Childe, right? So you need to get the first 2 Constellation, in my opinion, because the first Constellation, it does give you the decreased cooldown for your E elemental skill. So this 20%, it does buff you a bit, so that Childe can stay on the field for a longer period of time. Yeah, which means that more DPS that you can burst out. As for the Constellation 2, right, whenever mobs are affected by Riptide are defeated, Childe will get 4 energy regen from this one. So this allows him to burst elemental more. It's not recommended to have. Yeah, even Childe Constellation 0, it does perform well as well. It's just that you need to plan him even more because of the cooldown wise. Yeah. As for the third one, it does increase the level of your melee skill, your elemental skills right here. Yeah, it's good to have, but it's not recommended to have as well because it took quite an investment to get all the Constellation right here. And Constellation 4, it does give a foul C. Riptide in melee stance will give you another trigger, Riptide Slash. So this one is basically more DPS for Childe. Yeah, so Riptide is one of the debuff and Riptide Slash is another debuff on top of it. So treat it as a multiplier debuff as well. And as for the 5th one, is the increase of your elemental burst skill. Yeah, pretty straightforward. We got all of these in our every characters. Yeah. As for the last one, this is pretty interesting. So this will allow your Childe to stay on the field for almost the entire game. Yeah, whenever you use him correctly, because whenever you are in a melee form, you cast elemental burst, it does reset your elemental skill whenever you go back to your range form. So this I guess every single character, when you get Constellation 6, it does give you a big boost. Yeah, so if you think that all of this set of a Constellation, it does increase Childe damage by a lot, I don't think so. It's more like this set of a Constellation, right, it just increased the playtime of Childe on the field itself. Yeah, if you don't have all the Constellation right here, it's fine as well. So let's go to the talent right here. So normal attack, yes, it's a bow damage, and whenever you charge attack, right, when you aim shot and stuff, right, when you fully charge aim shot, it will be a hydro damage, and it does apply Riptide Flash on top of it. Yeah, the playstyle is a bit different from the other characters, so you might want to take a deeply look into his talent skill before you invest on top of him. Yeah, so this is his skill, Riptide. So whenever you crit, oh, that one will come later. So whenever you apply Riptide, it will attack the monster using Hydro AoE damage. Yeah, so yeah, and it does hits him multiple times. And as for the second skill right here, yes, the elemental skill, and this is what makes him unique. Yeah, so whenever you press on this elemental skill, right, it does trigger a damage, and then he will switch from range form to his melee form. So whatever he deals right here is all purely hydro damage, and the skill itself is pretty cool and strong as well. So if you take a look at the multiplier here, it does hit quite a lot and quite fast as well. So basically, you can take a look right here. So the longer you are in his melee form, the longer cooldown it is. So whenever you are not using him to doing any DPS or whatever stuff, right, it's recommended to switch him back to range form or switch him away to another character so that he can cool down while you're doing something else instead. So when as you can see right here, right, the basic minimum cooldown is 6 seconds, and the longest will be 45 seconds. So make sure that you switch him back to range form manually. Don't wait him until like force you back to range form, and then it will trigger 45 seconds of cooldown. So let's get to his elemental burst, Havoc Obligation. So yeah, there will be 2 stands for him. So basically, if you use him in melee form, it will have this 650 multiplier, or you can use it in range form as well. Yeah, so it's recommended to use it in melee because the damage multiplier is a lot higher than your range. But sometimes when you are using him as a support burst or something, right, it's okay to use his elemental burst in range form. As for the cooldown is 15 seconds, it's just okay for me. Yeah, but as for now, there's no complaint for me right now. Yeah, the only complaint right now is the energy cost itself. So this is the reason why I'm getting the Constellation 2, to regen his energy faster so that I can have more elemental burst on the field itself. As for the talent skill, the first one you're gonna get is the extend Riptide duration, which is kind of okay. Yeah, and then the second one right here, Sword of Torrents. This is the reason why you have to increase your critical rate at least by 50%, because whenever you crit with your normal or charge attack, right, it does apply Riptide on the mobs itself. You don't have to rely on your charge arrow. Then the next one, yeah, this is very awesome to have. Yes, this is the reason why Childe is kind of interesting to have, because it does increase your normal attack by level 1. Too bad it does not increase the elemental skill by 1. Yeah, then it will be a lot imbalanced, right? But even normal attack, it does help a lot. Yeah, not just him, other party members as well. So So let's take a look at his attributes right now. Yes, the attack power is rather low, 1.4k. Yeah, because I'm using a tier 4 weapon right now and a tier 4 feather as well. So this is the reason why my damage is kind of low for him right now. But in the future, if I have the luck to get Skyward Harp or to get artifacts tier 5, his damage will be a lot higher. As you can see from the footage, right, his damage kind of high as well because of the multiplier from my critical damage here, and then hydro damage multiplier as well. Critical rate is 50% as usual. We need to have a critical rate of 50% on mostly on all the characters if you're playing critical build for consistency critical strike. It's not so recommended to have high critical damage if your critical rate is low, because you won't be critting that often, right? So there's no point of like multiplier the critical damage if you're not hitting your critical rates. Hydro damage is important as well. This will allow us to have another multiplier on top of our attack power. So do not rely on pure attack power, attack multiplier from your artifacts and stuff. So yeah, you need to get a hydro damage bonus because most of our attack are dealing in hydro damage. Energy recharge is a bonus to have, but it's not so ideal. My elemental mastery is 0 on my Childe because I got elemental mastery for my Sucrose, which I'm gonna explain right now on my team comp right here. As for the team comp, let's take a look on my Bennett. Yeah, so as you can see from the earlier footage for all the elemental burst footage, right, I'm using Childe, Bennett, Sucrose, and Barbara, yeah, for his elemental burst itself. Just to showcase his elemental burst, I need Bennett. Yeah, Bennett is a universal character because of his elemental burst. Yeah, we all know that this does increase your attack bonus ratio from Bennett. So basically 78% bonus attack power will be from Bennett. Will add into your other heroes, whoever standing on the AoE itself. So this is good to have for your elemental burst. So as for Bennett, it's pretty straightforward. He's just a support character for my Childe right here. So his artifact don't have to be crazy shit. Yeah, he don't have to be a lot of good substats. What he's needed is just this one, 4 pieces of Noble Oblige. Yeah, he just need the elemental burst to increase our party members by attack for 20%, and make sure that you equip the most highest base attack weapon on Bennett. So basically base attack from the weapon and base attack from the character itself, right here. Yeah, other than that, it should be fine. You can wear the weakest artifacts. So the second character that which is gonna support Childe on his elemental burst showcase will be her, Sucrose. So I'm actually using a different set from the video. Yeah, so this set is the latest set that I got recently. Yeah, the video that you seen last week or something, yeah, those footage are taken last week ago. So I'm using an instructor set before this. Yeah, instructor is not it's not that bad set to have. Yeah, but this one, it does give you another additional multiplier on top of whatever you have, because whenever Sucrose throw an enemy, right, it does decrease the elemental resistance or to the elemental infuse in the swirl by 40% for 10 seconds. 40% of decreased elemental resistance is a lot though. So get a lot of elemental mastery on Sucrose. Yeah, as you can see right here, the timepiece elemental mastery, and the goblet right here also elemental mastery. And too bad I don't have elemental mastery on my crown as well. So yeah, I'm just wearing this because of this set piece here. Yeah, so as for the weapon for Sucrose, she's using this one. Yeah, so whenever she switch to my main character, which is my Childe, it does increase the 48% of attack power, which is a lot, man. So this is a very good to have. It's a tier 3 catalyst. Yeah, I think this is the most famous catalyst out there. Yeah, so for your support characters. And take a look at the talents for Sucrose. So whenever she swirl an enemy's elemental reaction, right, it does provide elemental mastery by 50 for all the party members right there, including this one as well. So basically, so whenever Sucrose swirl with his elemental skill or elemental burst, right, it does take 20% of Sucrose elemental mastery for 8%. So this 2 talent point is very important to have, because it does transfer my Sucrose elemental mastery, which is now is 335. This is the reason why I didn't have any elemental mastery on my Childe, because I'm getting all the elemental mastery for my Sucrose. So yeah, and as for Barbara, yeah, just nothing else. Actually, Barbara is just a healer. Yeah, so she does nothing on the team other than providing elemental resonance. Yeah, but as for elemental burst showcase, right, she is just there to apply water debuff, yeah, to create Vaporize effect. As you can see from the footage earlier, I'm using Barbara just to apply water debuff on the monster itself, and then I switch to Sucrose just to swirl the elemental reaction. And then I switch to Childe to get the buff from my Sucrose, and then I switch to Bennett right away to trigger elemental burst to get Vaporize effect. Then I switch back to Childe again, move away from the boss, switch to melee form, and get back there and elemental burst. And that's how I trigger my elemental Vaporize effect right there. So if you want a bigger damage, you need to switch a lot of gears. You need to switch to stringless and the other stuff. Yeah, you might need to switch some other gears as well. My Childe is actually focusing on his elemental skill itself, not the elemental burst. So as you can see right here, I did level up to level 7, and I plan to level up even further because of this skill. Yeah, elemental burst is just for him to like burst once in a while, which is pretty cool, and just to release all the energy that is stored. That's all. Yeah, but I really like the elemental skill on him as well. Yeah, the fighting style is pretty cool. Maybe because of I'm playing Diluc for so long. Yeah, having an attack skill that is kind of fast, it does give you something new. Yeah, so anyway, the skill is aesthetically pleasing, so I kind of love it. So whatever I just explained, right, that party is just for elemental burst party. So actually I have another party lineup, which is this one. Yeah, this is my main party in most cases. So Diluc will be my main character as usual. He's my main at the moment. And then secondly is Childe is my second party leader. He's here because he's bow user. Yeah, it does help out some of the puzzle, and it does help out with the Vaporize effect as well. And because of the fire and water, right, it does trigger the best elemental reaction in the game itself. Other than melt, Vaporize is good to have as an elemental reaction. It does increase the damage by twice. Yeah, So if you're using fire to trigger water Vaporize, right, it does increase 1.5 multiplier only. So it's better to have a water as a trigger elemental reaction, but regardless what, they are here because of the elemental resonance. 2 fires, Bennett and my Diluc will give us a pivot frames. Yeah, this will give us more attack power by 25%, and then 2 water will increase our incoming healing by 30%. So if you don't want to have 2 water on your party, so you can use 2 animal, yeah, to get decrease of this one. Yeah, this is kind of good as well. And this is my second party for my burst Childe lineup. So as for the Abyss, right, definitely Abyss is a bit different. Yeah, this is my Abyss lineup. You can actually check out the full run for my Abyss floor 10. You can take a look at the combination of these characters. If you combine Electro with water, right, it does create a Electro charge for your skills right there, which is kind of cool. It does trigger another additional layer of damage right there. So as you can see from the footage, right, it does burst quite a lot of damage whenever you have the Electro charge. You get it from your Beidou ulti, yeah, which is kind of cool as well. So yeah, Sucrose is there to group them out together. If you have Venti, please use Venti, yeah, if you want to. So I think this is it, and who knows, in the future I will get some gears for him as well. Maybe I will get Skyward Harp if I'm that lucky. And artifacts wise, as usual, yeah, there will be more artifacts in the future. So I believe you can't do much right now. So this is the best that we can get him so far. He's kind of versatile, so there's a lot of builds for him depending on your playstyle. So if you want to play elemental skill like me, this one, which is kind of cool, I kind of like this one, so this is why I have a different approach on his skill set. So conclusion wise, Childe is not a single target boss killer kind of hero compared to the Diluc, Killy or Kaching and some stuff, or other 4-star heroes as well. So he's more like a AoE clearing kind of character. So as you can see, based on the talent and skill set that he offers right now, he's good at clearing big packs of mobs together because of the Riptide debuff. So the more monster affected by Riptide, you gather them together at one shot. So when one explode, right, the damage will overlap to each other. So basically, this is a very fast killing machine when there's one group of mobs together. So if there is only one monster on the field, just Childe and him, I don't think Childe can deal a massive damage other than elemental burst for once. Then after that, right, the consistent damage that he output, right, will be significantly low than Diluc and stuff compared to others as well. Who knows, in the future there will be another additional elemental skill that allow Childe to do single target damage, but yeah, he can transform into Harbinger, right? So yeah, this is it. That's about it, guys. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me at the comment down below. I will definitely answer them. So if you guys are kind of interested on this kind of videos, Genshin Impact videos, right, build guides and stuff, right, I'm a casual content creator. So if you guys want to send love and stuff, right, so drop me a like and the comment down below what's your best playstyle for Childe for you at the moment. Yeah, so as usual, click on the subscribe button if you really like this kind of content, and turn on the bell notification, the usual stuff from YouTube. Yeah, so it does help the channel growth, to be honest. And before that, I will leave you guys with all the gameplay for Childe, elemental bursts and world runs and stuff, and even Abyss Tower runs and stuff. So hope you guys are enjoying that, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. So here am I, I'm on my second account right now at level 7. Most of you will be doing all the quests right there and then just doing quests and side quests. So by the time, right, nothing much for you to do because most of your stuff is being locked on green spirits that are fun. You know, those kind of green color spirits while they roam around the world. Yeah, just